Yes.
What's your topic then, Spaniel?
Yeah.
I had two.
True.
I can't decide which I'd prefer to do. One I think is more relevant for the first show, but one I would rather talk about.
Give us the options and I'll decide.
Greatest inventions and toilet etiquette.
I'm going to go with toilet etiquette.
Toilet etiquette, because I have plenty of stories on toilet etiquette from
So
work.
it's maybe not necessarily toilet etiquette, but like where I work, we've got one toilet.
Right.
It's not like it was more of a staff toilet. It's only very simply set up. You've got one door at the front. It's just got a lock on the inside. It doesn't. Once you lock it, doesn't say it's engaged, but you can clearly not get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the front, it says a sign and it explains that we're building toilets and blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
Inside the toilet, you got an actual different toilet door that doesn't lock. Doesn't matter because you can lock the main door. It's irrelevant. We're quite a busy shop, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
So we've only got one toilet. There's also a cafe in the building, so obviously the toilet gets used a fair bit.
What, staff and the customers use the same one?
Yes,
Right.
That's
we've only got one toilet.
Yeah.
So I can understand that. Obviously, you're going to get a demand for people wanting the
The
toilet.
customers have to use a bucket.
Yeah, let's just go outside.
Do it in the wall.
But the thing that annoys me about it is that sometimes I can take a while in the toilet. I'm aware of this.
Yeah, we know.
Yes, but other times I don't. And it depends on how. Because when I need to go to the toilet, I go to the toilet and I'll say I can see the door's locked. So I'll push it because sometimes you can't tell.
Yeah.
It doesn't open. It's clearly someone in there. I'll come back later.
Mm-hmm.
Some people in the centre that obviously are going to be there, they might want to wait because they're waiting for food, or they might just be shopping.
Yeah.
But when I'm in the toilet and they come to the door, they usually, because we've got like a little latch on the front which does very little, so everyone goes to this latch that clearly doesn't do anything. So they go,
Yeah.
and then they'll like push the door or something. It doesn't open, and then they're reading the sign. You can hear them stood outside talking about it and tapping the foot, and then they'll wait a while, and then they'll push the door again, and you're like, okay, and then they're like, I said, what am I gonna do? I'm inside. I'm on the toilet, and now they're knocking on the toilet. I just like, do I respond? What do they want me to respond by? And then they're like, is anyone in there?
That's when you just go.
Well, obviously someone's in there, because if the toilet door was open, you'd be in there.
Yeah, if it's
Wouldn't it?
locked.
So
If
it's
it's
clearly
clearly
locked.
locked,
Yeah.
then there's someone in there. You don't really need to
The
ask a
worst
question.
one, obviously, where I work, we get a lot of elderly people, so I do occasionally get, are you alright in there? It's like, and I don't want to respond, obviously, because I don't want to engage in a conversation when I'm on the toilet. I don't want you being there, basically. Some people just get really aggressive with it. They'll try and push the door and it doesn't work, and they'll push it again and it's like banging on the door, and it's like, you've tried it once, it hasn't changed in the like 3 minutes that you stood staring at it, so you clearly still can't get in. Please leave me alone. I'm on the toilet. But it's the only time I have responded is when it was another staff member, and she always used to knock on the door and be like, "Are you okay in there?" And I was just like, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to engage in a conversation with her. And I could hear that she stood there and she's tapping her foot, and she's waiting, and she's knocking again, and she's like, "Hello, are you all right?" And I'm just like, "I'm fine." And she's like, "Oh, it's you."
Okay, I have a question.
And then the worst one is because you can hear people queuing up outside and everyone's
Yeah.
talking. It's like, "Oh, I've been waiting here a while for like 10 minutes," and it's not. Like I can.
Yeah, it's like
clear.
2 minutes
Yes,
maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question.
Hang on a second, and then because you can hear that there's people waiting outside and people discussing it,
It's
and,
putting a bit of pressure
and
on
it's
you,
like,
isn't it?
now I don't want to go out.
Yeah, because you're going to be judged.
Yeah, because the second I've done someone's like, "You've been in there for so long."
What have you been doing?
Exactly. And if I needed a poo, it might smell.
That's why you should just, if you're going to be in there for such a long time, just walk out and go, like you've just been snorting cocaine or something.
So, yeah, the question is,
Right.
do you either sit down whilst you're peeing, or do you just take loads and loads of shits at work?
Both.
I thought so. Okay.
Why is that a question?
'Cause you talk like you frequently do it, and I'm like, does he shit at work a lot, or does he just sit down to pee?
I try to avoid doing the number two, but if you gotta go,
You got to go.
you gotta go.
You got to go.
Yeah,
There's no question
there's-
about it.
It starts to get to a point where it is
It's
hindering
very-
on my performance.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. You
I
can't
can't sit down at a
concentrate.
computer if I need
No.
There's only so many times I can fart in an office before someone's going to notice. So I've got to go.
It's like the place where I work. We've got 2 gents toilets. We've got one upstairs and one downstairs. And the general, because the place we have like a training room where people come to like do health and safety training, food safety training, and so on and so forth. And the general rule is that the upstairs toilet is for us in the office who work, and the downstairs one for the delegates who come to do all the stuff. Unfortunately, when you've got training on for like 50 odd people and there's only 2 toilets, you're gonna get queues. And it always irritates me the fact that I need to pee, and sometimes there are people in there for like 10, 15 minutes. Granted, I'm sometimes one of them, but I like to read.
Is that why there's a queue? Someone just reading in the toilet.
Probably. But no, my issue with toilet etiquette, and this is definitely toilet etiquette, is if somebody has gone and done a massive shit, they don't use the toilet brush afterwards, and they just leave shit stains in the toilet.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I go in there and I think, oh god. And the worst thing is if I'm in there and like again, you lock the door. There's no, for some reason on the downstairs toilet you can tell it's locked because you turn the thing and it's red. Upstairs one doesn't work, it just stays white and you can't tell if it's engaged or not, so you have to try the door. And the thing is, I know that somebody tries the door, and then they wait there. If I come out of that toilet and I haven't cleaned up someone else's shit stains, it's gonna look like I've done it.
Yes.
And it would mortify me to think that somebody, like, I come out, they go in and think, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with that guy?
Yeah.
He's, what kind of a shit has he had?
Yeah, no, I agree. It gets into a weird territory. It's like, why should I clean up after other people?
That's the thing. But the other thing is, as well, we don't know who does it. But, I mean, in the upstairs toilets, we actually did have the hand towels taken away from us.
Right.
Because somebody liked to stuff about 10 of them down the toilet and clog it for some reason. No,
Right.
Don't know why. They just thought, hey, this will be a fucking good laugh. Sorry, Brad, I swore, but it's one of those things.
I don't like swearing very much. It's why Andy apologises whenever he does.
Yeah, but it's one of these really annoying things. Like, the hand dry is fine. But the thing is, like, when you dry your hands with that, it doesn't really dry your hands, it just blows the water off of them and spreads it on the floor, and then it just looks like you've had a massive piss all over the floor. Because sometimes I do go in there and I think, Jesus Christ, has somebody actually tried getting it in the toilet? They've just gone in there and gone, and like peed everywhere.
Get out of the hand.
So, do you sit down to stand or stand when you pee more?
I stand to pee, because sitting down to pee is a bit weird.
What do you do, Spaniel?
I sit down.
Always.
Is that just because
even at home?
Is that just because you don't want to hear people to hear you tinkle?
It's just comfortable. I like it.
Oh.
Do you sit down to pee even at home?
Yeah.
I'm like that as well.
Really?
Yeah. People always think it's really weird, but
I don't think it's
disagree.
weird. I just think it's.
I would avoid
unusual.
it in public restrooms.
Yeah, I
Because
would as well.
I don't
You don't
trust.
want chlamydia.
But yeah, number 1, it's more comfortable, and number 2, you don't get piss all over the seat.
Exactly. And number 3,
No, Rod, you lift the seat up.
Yeah, but
You
can
don't
still,
leave the seat
Yeah, but
down.
you can still get pee all over the toilet.
yeah, it's
If you're not aiming for the bowl, yeah.
it is hard to aim sometimes.
Yeah.
Really?
And
I
also,
agree with
it
that.
seems more of
Really?
a faff to
Yeah.
do the whole fly and then underwear and then back up again routine than just
You
to,
know what? It was really funny at
just to
work.
sit down.
It was
Yeah, I
really
agree
It
with
was
that,
really funny a
really.
few weeks ago. I went to the toilet at work, undid the zipper, and then I was just like fumbling around for the buttons for like 5 minutes.
And then reading.
And then I finally realised that morning I put my underwear on back to front.
How did you get around this conundrum?
I kind of had to like put my hand in like the opening and sort of pull the boxer leg up to get access to.
This is like Portal.
It was a little bit. It'd been more helpful if I had a portal gun, to be honest with you. But then when I came back, I just like went to one of my work colleagues and said, "You'll never guess what I've done this morning. I put my underwear on back to front." And he's like, "Well, have you not sorted it out?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "So really, you could have just put your underwear problem out, not told anyone,
Yeah.
and been completely fine with it. Instead, you left it as it was, told us about it, making yourself look like an absolute idiot."
And then went through the difficulty of trying to use it the wrong way around.
I did that the entire day.
Yeah.
I didn't go back the second time and sort it out. I just thought, can't be bothered, I'm going to leave it. Because then it would have required me taking my trousers off, taking my underwear off. And the thing is, it's like, I don't know if this was because it was unsecurely locked or not, but there was a time at work where somebody went for a poo, and I think they must have forgotten to lock the door, but one of the other guys went to the toilet not too long after, not realising it was occupied, and he just walked in, and there was just one guy sat there with his trousers around his ankles on his phone, and he just looks up and he's like, "You right?" So then the second guy just comes back and he's like, "You never guess what I just walked in on." "What?" "I just walked in on so and so having a poo." Fantastic. He is one of those ones where you had to be there for it. It was quite amusing.
It's the same thing where I work, is the fact that a lot of people don't realise that the first door locks, and it'll be the second door actually on the toilet that locks.
Yeah.
Although sometimes I do think some men maybe get a kick out of not locking the door. I'll sometimes go to the toilet, and there's a couple of times there's some older people in there, and they're like, "Whoa!" Or they just sort of look at you, and it's like,
Yeah.
"Jeez, I should just walk in and wash my hands."
I don't know, but it's like, if you're going to the toilet and you're going to have a massive shit, just please clean your shit stains afterwards. Because first of all, it's disgusting. I have to look at that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to pee with my eyes closed, because they get I don't really sit down like you guys do, so I'd just pee everywhere. But then again, I suppose it doesn't really matter, because it looks like people do that anyway. But but the place where I work, obviously not naming names.
Yes.
But some of the people who you'd think it's like chimps.
Yeah.
Chimps.
Seriously, there's a lot of, and it's mainly the female toilets as well that get really, really bad.
See, I used to work in a cinema, and we had to do toilet checks regularly, which is obviously male and female. And the female ones were always messier, and they always smelt really bad.
Really?
Yeah. Well, there is a theory that because girls don't like flatulence,
Yeah.
that they'll hold it in and then it'll just go and
Fart
explode in the bathroom. And it smells. Whereas men just let it go.
I don't get that with women. It's like, if you need to fart, just fart.
Yeah. I keep telling this to Sarah.
It's like, don't.
Will she refuse to fart in front of you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm assuming Heather doesn't have no problem farting.
Heather has no problem at all, no.
No, I don't think so.
She probably won't be happy about me saying that, but...
Oh well. She'll only shave one of your eyebrows off.
She probably does it more than I do, if anything.
Under the bus.
But no, I think in public restrooms, if you go in and it's already a mess, I don't care if I make a mess. Because what's the point?
I try not to use public restrooms if I can avoid them.
Yes, I remember.
I just want to say, out of this, I'm glad I found another guy who sits down to pee. Because
I thought I was the only one.
I've always felt like I'm a complete utter weirdo
Yeah.
for doing so. Even Heather thought I was weird for doing so.
See, I never knew this, and yet we've been best friends since primary school. And yet I always thought I was a weird person. It was my dark secret. I'd never tell anyone. But yeah, we're not.
But here we
alone.
are.
Yeah.
Sharing your
Yes.
toilet habits. No, but it's like, you say that you do it because of it's a comfort reason, but Rod says he does it so he doesn't pee all over the toilet seat.
Well, it's both comfort and not
It's
peeing all over
just-
the place.
Yeah, it's much easier to sit down and
How do you find it hard to aim it? It's shaped like a hose for a reason. You aim it.
if it doesn't. It's
Sometimes it
sort of
doesn't
a bit
go
more-
straight.
Yeah, it's quite
And
sprayed.
sometimes it's snake tongue.
Jesus.
Yeah. sometimes it goes up straight, but it's still on my shoe at the same time. It's just like, what? Or it's up there.
Yeah. You never get that?
No. No, I can honestly say that my pee does not go off in funny directions. It kind of just goes straight where it needs to go.
I seem to go everywhere.
Yeah, mine is as well.
Is that because you're just going,
I don't know. But yeah, sitting down, it's much better.
I don't stand up to poop.
So if we're going
Yeah.
by like general, what do you call it, percentages, 2 out of 3
Percentages.
of us sit down to pee.
Yeah.
So that means that
2/3.
2/3 of the
66.
guys.
Which
Not
Yeah.
really. That's
I'm sure if we put it to a poll, we'd be in the minority by
I
a
think you would
considerable
be.
distance.
I think you would be. I mean,
I think a lot more guys do it than you think they do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like if I'm in a public restroom and I see like there's only one like urinal free and I have to like wedge myself between like 2 guys, I will go and find an empty stall to pee in. It's not because like I feel uncomfortable like peeing next to 2 guys. It's kind of like when I park in a parking space. I don't like people parking right next to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just because I find I park in a space, nobody's next to me. when I come back to my car, somebody's parked next to me, and I'm just thinking, why do you park next to me? There's
Yeah.
all
I
these
know
other
that as well.
spaces
Yeah.
around. You could have gone in any one of them, but you
Yeah.
chose the one specifically
The
next to me.
the other
So-
day I went some parts in a fairly well-known car park in a fairly well-known supermarket. Without,
Tesco.
yeah. I wasn't going to plug them, but I guess I will now.
Oh, it's not like they're going to get much
like-
more custom.
Like real far away from the actual store,
Yeah.
in like the darkest part of the car park with no other cars around at all. And I park in that part of the car park, and then some idiot in like a massive Jeep parks right
Yeah.
next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, seriously? You have every single space around here, and you park right next to me
Yeah.
in the furthest possible way.
But again, and that's just the same thing with me, like using a public restroom. I just don't like being surrounded by people peeing.
I hate urinals. I never use them.
I hate
Mainly
your ass as
because
well.
it's maybe I'm like stood between you, like you guys, and like obviously you pee all over the place. I don't want your pee all over me.
You will get pee.
I'll never use a urinal either now.
I think it's a weird thing. I don't understand how people can just
Yeah.
Stand there and pee.
yeah
If I have
No.
to try and stand there and pee, I can't go because I'll have
yeah.
shyness.
There was a time. There was a
Pee
time.
shyness, that's it.
There was a time at college. I went to use the toilet there, and I was just about to start, and then some other guy like walked in,
Yeah.
and it's just like I could not pee. I was stood there for like 2 or 3 minutes. And I thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna have to go because otherwise I'm gonna start getting funny
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah.
If I'm just stood here, holding my junk in my hands.
The only time I've tried to use a public urinal in recent memories, we went to it doesn't matter because I don't remember where it was.
What?
But, it's not an event, but the only toilet they had was a urinal,
Mm.
and I waited until obviously no one else was in there, and I went in and just about to start whistling, and someone else came in, stood next to me, and I was like, I've got to leave now, and then I still ran into the toilet.
I mean,
So I think I queued up and used the women's single cubicle.
if there's one thing I can say I've only had to do in emergencies is poop.
Yeah.
In a public restroom. Otherwise, I just hold it.
I'm like that.
I don't mind going to poop in public. It depends on the cleanliness of the
Ah,
toilet.
it's because if it's really dirty, I just smear the shit at the walls.
But the same place where the urinal was, because I like sitting down to go to the toilet,
Mhm.
there was one seat in the gents' actual toilet to sit on,
Mm.
in the corner next to the urinals with no cubicle around it.
Mm.
So if you wanted to poo, you were just sat in the corner with your trousers down, and other guys just walking in and out freely. Could see you.
I do remember though.
Who does that?
This is somewhat on topic, but can remember at college when we went to go see Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Yes.
When we got back, in our art block, you would walk in the door and then immediately on the left you had the male toilets.
Yes.
And in there's like one cubicle, and then further around the corner there's the urinal like right next to it. I remember I went into the cubicle because one of the other guys went to the urinal.
Yeah.
And as I was just in there minding my own business, and then I just heard. I don't know if I should mention names or not. Do you reckon it'd be fine?
Yeah, it'd be fine. Yeah. Just first name.
Well, it was Dan who went to, Wilbur Dan.
Yes.
Really tall guy.
Yes.
He was at the urinal, and then James walked in, and he just like goes behind Dan, and he just goes, "Cheese grommet." I was just like, the hell? Who walks behind somebody peeing and goes, "Cheese grommet"?
It's a bit strange.
He was very strange.
I'm glad that you did mention names though, because I do want to talk about college days, and he will crop up in it.
Oh, he will probably crop up quite a lot.
What is it with art students and being so weird?
That wasn't that weird.
We wouldn't be doing anything else if we
Yeah,
weren't
but
weird.
I studied catering, and I don't have any weird stories like this.
Rod, you're the only one at the desk that gets groomed, and you're wearing
But-
makeup.
You two have like endless weird stories of your art student days. I'm like, why are art students so
I don't
bizarre?
know if that's that weird. A friend was talking to there's quoting a film you saw. Obviously, it's a bit strange. Yeah.
It is a bit strange when it's happening while one guy's peeing.
Yes,
And the other guy stood behind him while he's peeing.
it'd be weird.
Well, the
if-
second guy wasn't peeing behind the first guy.
Jeez, grommet.
That would be extremely awkward. And I don't know what I would do in that situation.
No, I'd get a bit wet. I guess. Not in that way.
I wasn't thinking that. Why is it when I laugh at the word wet, you immediately think I'm thinking something sexual? I'm just thinking of you being peed on.
This has been Mr. Point, episode 1. We are registered this. I think that went quite well. We're just going to get together, talk about stuff, film it, put it up. We're going to segment it throughout the week. We don't want to really get into a whole Monday to Friday, this kind of stuff, because we don't want to be copying a format. But we'll just put it up throughout the week.
We'll probably come up with a better schedule of when we're going to film this stuff. I don't know. I think Saturdays are usually a good day.
I think Saturdays works quite well.
Yeah.
But we just need to figure it out ourselves. But actually, if you do watch this, then let us know what you think. Let us know if you like the show, or give us some pointers. Let us know in the comments. Give us a like, comment,
thumbs up,
tweet us if you
subscribe.
Give us a share, give us a subscribe. You can find us on facebook.com/registeredthis, youtube.com/registeredthis, twitter.com/registeredthis. But yeah, if you can help us out in any way, if you enjoyed the video, then just let us know and share it around. If you've got some friends, pass it to your friends. If not, then I understand we don't have any friends either.
Yeah, we do have plans for other content on this channel.
Yeah.
At some point when we can get around to organising things.
Yeah, it pretty much is video games, comic books, and grooming.
Yeah, basically nerdy things and Rod.
And Spider-Man, and what would Spider-Man look like if he had threading?
He doesn't. No, he does have facial hair, doesn't he? He has eyebrows.
He's a bald guy. No hair.
Yeah. I can't remember being at the job centre and I was waiting for my turn to be called up. This was before I got a job, by the way. Because it would be very illegal for me to be claiming unemployment benefits while unemployed. But yeah, I was just waiting for my turn to be called up, and the name Peter Parker was called, and I was like, oh, Spider-Man's fallen on hard times.
So we're registered this. This is Mr. Point. This is episode 1. Let us know what you think, and then we'll see you hopefully next week. Bye for now. Okay, let's call it.
I thought that was quite good.
It was fun. I liked it.